Hello, hello, my dear friends. My name is Aleks, and I study English. Yeah, and at first I want to check our connection, how good it is. Yeah, one moment. Hello, hello, my dear friends. My name is Aleks, and one moment. I study English. Yeah, and at first I want to check our connection, how good it is. Yeah, one moment. Hello. Yeah. Hello, my dear friends. My name is Aleks, and one moment. I study English. Yeah, and at first I want to check our connection, how good it is. Yeah, one moment. Hello. Yeah. Yes, I hope what you can see. Oh my god. Sorry for this. I'm so sorry. Um, yeah. I hope that right now it will work because I never was using microphone before or MacBook before. Yeah. I hope that right now it will work because I never was using microphone before or MacBook before. Yeah. I hope that right now it will work. No, it's not working because I microphone before. I hope that right now it will work. No, it's not working because I hope that right now it will work. No, it's not working because I microphone before. I hope that right now it will work. No, it's not working because I hope that right now it will work. No, it's not working because I hope that right now it will work. No, it's not working because I hope that right now it will work. No, it's not working because I hope that right now it will work. No, Let's check how it will work right now. Um, sorry. Um, it will be a long process for me to understand. Sometimes it takes time, and mhm. Yeah, one moment. Let's check how it will work right now. Um, sorry. Oh. It will be a long process for me to understand. Sometimes it oh my god. Time, yeah. And mhm. Yes, I hope you will say yes. I see your comments. Perfect. We can hear you. Okay, all good now. Hear you clear now. Hear you. Okay, thank you very much. Let's start and let's start again. Hello, my dear friends. My name is Alex and I study English and I escaped Russia. And I mean this because I was living in far east of Russia, in Siberia, in Primorsky territory, and Putin started war, and I decided to leave Russia. But of course, at first I want to say thank you to people who is supporting me, to my sponsors, because without them it's impossible for me to move from Russia. It's impossible for me. I am poor guy. I didn't have money and I don't have money right now. But with support from Heather and from Steven, I'm so happy what they found me, what they were my subscribers before, and they decided to help me. Thank you very much for your support. This hard for you. And yeah, also I want to say thank you to Konstantin at first from channel Inside Russia, because his support was very important and he's a very good guy. He helped me a lot. And also I want to say everyone, to Patreons, thank you a lot, to uh, everyone, to subscribers, everyone, thank you a lot for your supporting, because these 2 months, even more, it was difficult in many cases, majority, it was difficult emotionally for me, because I decided to make this, I did decision which can change, I believe, all my life. Of course, I wanted to move to the USA before, many years ago, but I wanted to do this legally. I wanted to, I mean, I'm legally here right now. I didn't want to ask asylum. I wanted to do this like in better way. But anyway, today our topic will be about why I escaped Russia uh, and how it was happening. Reasons why I escaped Russia, I think maybe for some of you it's obvious. Uh, of course, mobilization, of course, my political view, my opinion. Last months living in Russia, it was really disaster for me emotionally. Yeah, it was really very difficult because I disagree completely with Russian government, what they're doing, and yeah, that's why I wanted to move from Russia first when Russia started war, but I didn't have opportunity to do so. And when my subscribers, right now their sponsors, decided to help me, we were chatting, communicating, of course, before, and of course, at first I was afraid. Come on, and not every day people giving you chance to move from Russia to another country. It's not happening every day, and I've decided to take this chance. And that's why I want to say special thank you to my sponsors. They really saved my life because in maybe you know, maybe you don't, but I was living in far east of Russia. It is a little town, Lisazavodsk. It is Siberia, and there people are very sensitive about a lot of things in little towns because yeah, when this mobilization started, I was just hiding in apartments, and I wasn't alone who was hiding in apartments, because I'm sure from news, from articles, from people who is living in this area, from my relatives, what suddenly when mobilization started, every guy, young guys who is looking like young, and not only young, they just disappeared. If they will walk outside, you will find out what only women are walking around, and with their childrens. Guys like me, they usually hiding in apartments or going to the forest. It is maybe for you it will be shock, but it is true. Pretty often you can find articles what sometimes whole villages were living. Um, Guys from villages were living to for, and they decided to live in forest. And it is what is happening right now in Russia. Of course, they are talking what we will finish mobilization or finished, and they will never have another second mobilization. But it's all. Can I say? So? Okay, it's really it's bullshit. Sorry for this, but I don't trust Russian government at all, and nobody trusts anymore. And majority of Russian people are not trusting them because they were talking, they're saying what it is special military operation, but in reality it is war, a real war. And they're talking what it is partial mobilization, but in reality it is a real mobilization because we are talking about hundreds, thousands of people. What do you need for war? Two guys? Or I don't know. It's a real war, I want to say you. And Russian government and Putin, they trying to they're using propaganda, and the people sometimes believe them. But the majority of guys who has internet access to internet, who is young and not only young, adult, you can find a lot of them. They disagree with this completely, like I disagree. They dislike every decision what Russian government is doing right now. And of course, for me, last week living in Russia, it was a real disaster because I was feeling pressure. Sometimes um, I was hidden under sofa, and because I was afraid that someone was knocking at the door. I know if you will go outside, there police can quote you. Sometimes teachers can give you this paper about mobilization, and police can draft you immediately. It will happen instantly. They will not ask you. They will not ask you at all. Just they will give you this paper, that's all. And can you imagine me? Last years, I was like, my mentality more like, because I'm studying English, I'm more, I'm pro-American. I like American culture. And when Russia started this war, I was shocked. First, when it was in February, I couldn't do anything. I know it sounds strange, but when I was feeling real pressure, and for during some period of time, I couldn't do even video reactions because it was really difficult for me to concentrate, to focus my thoughts on anything. And yes, right now I'm feeling relief. I'm so grateful to you, to my sponsors, Heather and Steven, to Konstantin from inside Russia, to my Patreons. You can also leave like, I didn't say this, and buy coffee for me. It's very important for me right now because I have really nothing. And yes, about escaping, I want to say today how it was happening. Um, yeah, I was chatting with my, I'm trying, usually chatting with you, with subscribers, and I was chatting with Heather. And just, yeah, I'm trying to honest every time. I'm trying to be honest. And I said, and what? I'm in situation like difficult situation, difficult position. I'm hiding. And in live streams, I was talking about this. What I was hiding in apartment, and she gave me this support. And I'm like, okay. At first, I was afraid, and then I decided, okay, we must do this right now. I must do this right now. And because if I will not do this now, I will be sent to the prison for 10 years for my political opinion. Because it is a matter of time. They can just, yeah. Or they will send me to the Ukraine to kill ordinary people, Ukrainians. I never was serving in military. It's not for me to kill people. I'm a very peaceful guy. I want to say to you what in Russia you must serve for 1 year in military. 1 year, it's like you must do this until you will be 27 years old. But I was hiding from this service in South Korea. I was living there more than 1 year because I didn't want to serve this, to waste my life on this. And of course, it's like history repeating itself. But at this moment, I already was prepared and I found support from my subscribers. And this happened pretty fast, really very fast. I didn't, life changed so fast, and right now I need time for realization what's happened with me and what is happening. Because you can imagine you are sitting chatting and suddenly you have this opportunity. I took this chance and I have 5 minutes to take everything. I just was picking up pretty fast. I was afraid would I forgive my foreign passport. I was afraid to, but yeah, I decided to took with myself only laptop and also microphone and clothes. What I was wearing, it's what I had, and that's why. Yeah, it was very difficult for me. It wasn't like I was afraid. What if I will go outside on the street? They will draft me. I was afraid this very much. The most difficult it was move from Russia to another country. and with support from my subscribers, from Steven and Heather and Konstantin, we bought tickets from Vladivostok by plane to Khabarovsk, from Khabarovsk to Moscow, from Moscow to Tashkent. It was very, very, very difficult flights. I mean, because it was emotionally, I was under stress. And of course, right now, I'm looking at this, how lucky I am. Really, how lucky I am what I have you and for your donation. Brad, thank you, Brad, for your donation. And be strong and try always be yourself. Thank you very much. And what's happened with me also, what I picked up all my clothes. I picked up this for 5 minutes. I booked this taxi from Lysozavodsk to capital of my region. It's named Vladivostok. And this taxi was pretty fast. They like after 5 minutes, this taxi already was there. And I'm like, okay, 5 minutes. And I went to Vladivostok. And then when I was riding, when we had this taxi, I was already on taxi, I was having a lot of thoughts. I didn't know what will happen, because pretty often in Russia they can even stop car and to draft people. They're checking everything, and it can happen too. And I was driving maybe 5 hours. I'm not sure. I don't want to lie to you. We were driving like 5 hours on this taxi, and then I spent one night in Vladivostok with my relatives. There lives my niece, and yeah, on the next day I already had flight from Vladivostok to Khabarovsk. And it's very interesting because it was September, last day of September, if I'm correct, 31st, if I'm correct, when I had flight. And at that day, Putin was announcing about new territory which Russia has now. It was like celebration, and I was leaving Vladivostok, and there was like such announcements, and I was watching this what he was talking about, and in my mind it was so I'm not understanding them at all. I mean, Russian elites, oligarchs, and Putin. I'm not understanding their decision, because you can look at my life, how I was living in Russia. I'm not hiding what I was living in poverty, what I'm orphan. I'm not hiding myself, my story. And quality of education, quality of life, salaries, quality of roads, everything is life in Russia can be really miserable. And I know what I'm talking about. I lived in Russia like all my life except 1 year in South Korea. Yes, and I know what I'm talking about. And here, of course, it is a disaster. Of course, what is happening, what is doing right now Russian government, I can't stand this. When they decided just to conquer new territory, just for what? We'll have bad education, bad quality of life. We are not producing, Russia is not producing any laptops, any phones, nothing. Russia has nothing. And only natural, I'm here, only natural resources like oil and gas like this. They will just grabbing everything for themselves. I mean, oligarchs and Putin. and they want me to die for their ideas. It's nonsense. It's real nonsense. And of course, that's why it was maybe emotionally difficult for me, because I was afraid what they will quote me. I didn't know what will happen next, and I don't know right now what will happen next. Of course, because in future I will have interview about my case. I will not talk about this too much, because today we are talking about escaping. And yes, it was very difficult emotionally, and I couldn't sleep all this night while I was in Vladivostok. Okay, next, when I arrived in Vladivostok on the next day, I moved by plane to Khabarovsk. And yeah, I was afraid what in Khabarovsk, in airports, there will be police. Because you know, it's happen often. Russian police can be everywhere, especially in such places like bus station, airports, like near schools. In such places, they can be like pretty. They like have these trips, like walking trips. I don't know, and yes, they can be in such places pretty often because it is Russia, and yeah, I left Vladivostok with feeling of hope and with this emotional pressure. What yeah, I was afraid. It's obvious. Then in Khabarovsk, I spent one night. On the next day, I was flying from Khabarovsk to Moscow, and there was interesting thing. What it wasn't like a direct flight, because prices on planes tickets very expensive was in at this moment, and because a lot of Russians were trying to move from Russia, and direct flights it is difficult to find, was difficult to find. I don't know about this situation right now, maybe it's difficult too. I must check about this information, but anyway, for me it was difficult to find in my situation, and that's why I was flying from Khabarovsk to Novosibirsk, 1 hour of waiting, and from Novosibirsk to Moscow. And I was afraid because we already bought all these tickets from Vladivostok to Tashkent. And I was afraid because my flight was deleted on 2 hours maybe. And I had so little time in Moscow to change airport. And of course I paid taxi to change from I was moving from one airport to international airport, yes. And I was afraid that I will not have opportunity to, because I didn't want to stay in Russia even one day. Because come on, it was very emotionally difficult, and I wasn't sleeping, to be honest. For during 2 or maybe 3 days I wasn't sleeping at all. Like I was like half sleeping in plane while I was flying from Khabarovsk to Moscow. I was half sleeping because flight was like 9 hours, different time zones, everything like this. Of course, it is like, oh my god, oh my god. It was also physically difficult because I was sleeping so little, and after after this so long flight, you can imagine you can be already stinky because you're like sweating, you're stressful. My hair was dirty, I was hungry. I didn't think about eating. Yes, I had some food, but it's strange. I was hungry, but I couldn't eat because of stress. It is a very strange situation. And then I had flights from Moscow to, when I changed airports, I was flying how many hours? 4 or maybe 3, I don't remember exactly, from Moscow to Tashkent to Uzbekistan. And there again, there was a different time zone. And you can imagine 2 or 3 days, maybe 2 days, because it depends how you will look on time. I was flying from Russia, from far east of Russia, from little town Lysozavodsk, from Siberia to Tashkent. When I arrived to Tashkent, let's drink a little tea, because here I have tea. I want to show you. It is green tea. You know my tradition. I love tea. I really love tea. And at this moment, I like to drink tea without sugar because I started to go to the gym. And for me, it's so important. Yes. And my muscles in pain right now because 2 days I was going to the gym, and I'm so grateful again for this. I'm really lucky guy. I'm really lucky guy. Majority of Russians, they don't have this opportunity. Some, yes, I know how lucky I am, and I appreciate it. I'm really grateful for this, for your support. And yes, let's drink green tea. Of course, you can imagine, I have no money. I I had no money, and I was flying so long period of 2 days maybe to, and yes, I arrived to Tashkent. I had only Russian rubles. Russians cards. They're not working at all. They're not working in anywhere. And even if they're working, I didn't have money. And even yes, Sophie and Constantine, they helped me. Constantine met me in Tashkent. He booked for me, how to say, a hotel. I was living in this hotel maybe 4 or 5 days, and when I arrived, I didn't know what to do because I didn't have internet. I was trying to catch Wi-Fi, but then I realized what I could use Russian SIM cards in Georgia, but it will be like very expensive, like $5 per day, if I'm correct, and it's a lot. It's really a lot for me. And yes, uh, I was standing in airport. I didn't know what to do in Tashkent because I didn't have internet first time. And when I changed plane, but at first I was like, oh my god, what is happening? What am I doing? Because anyway, you will afraid sometimes, but at the same moment, I had relief also, huge relief what I'm not in Russia at all. The most important for me, of course, it was to leave Russia. Because in Moscow, it was they were checking people in the airport. They were looking at your face carefully. They were asking questions to guys like, "Are you was you serving in Russian military or not?" They asked me like, "Was you serving or not?" And there was a very interesting moment. Oh, of course, I said I never was serving, and there was a moment in front of me. There was 2 lines in airport, and I've decided to change career, to change where I was standing on place where was family in front of me, because I was thinking if if children they will laughing like this, like it will be because we are human, maybe after children and this family they will not be so like they will be little kinder. And I changed this career. I maybe it is strange, but when you're under stress, these details are really important. it's everything, like these details. How you're walking. I was afraid maybe if I will walk more muscular, they will catch me first. Like more like, yeah. But anyway, um, I was afraid, and I changed the screen, and this woman, she was asking like two questions, like she was looking at me at my photograph and said, is it you? Like this, like like this question. I don't remember exactly, but I said yeah because I was under pressure. I mean, in my mind, it was emotionally not so easy, and I'm like, yeah, like I was trying to smile, and it was so. Right now, I think it was yeah, I'm lucky one because near me was a guy. She was asking him several questions like how long you will be there, how much money do you have. She was asking this guy who was near me. She was asking about his military experience or stuff like this. She was asking him a lot of questions like and that's why I'm like, oh my god, yes, what is happening? And anyway, she asked me only two questions, and that's why I was lucky again. I was really lucky. She asked me how much money do I have. I said I don't have money, like I have online accounts like this, but I didn't have, of course, and don't have right now yet. And yes, that's why it was very emotionally difficult. And in Tashkent, I was like also standing in airports and like, oh my god, how to connect with Konstantin, etc. And I figured out what this company which I had in Russia is working in Russia, but it's very expensive, and $5 per day, it is a lot, really a lot. And I moved. I didn't have dollars, and or local money. I don't know. I was in Tashkent. Yes, in Tashkent I didn't have this their money, and I'm lucky because they were using Russian rubles. Russian rubles, and they said what you can give me like $3 and it will be okay. By standards of Tashkent, it is it's good price. By my standards, it's a good price too because I had literally nothing. And yes, I moved to this hotel. I met on the next day Konstantin. He was really helpful. We were eating, we were chatting together, and there I was trying to relax a little. But anyway, even in Tashkent, I didn't know what will happen next, because pretty often, sometimes it can happen what some companies, they can move you, they cannot give you opportunity to fly with them because you're Russian and you don't have this I would say a visa. Because after this I was moving from Tashkent to Germany, Frankfurt. It was like transfer flight, and from Germany to Mexico City, to Mexico. And the most interesting thing, what in Tashkent, they didn't want me to give me to go to aboard to on this plane because they were thinking what I'm flight risk, and I was afraid about this because it was very strange. Because everyone didn't have problem, only me. I had problems because I didn't have green cards, visas to Germany. They say to me, we afraid company, these people said we afraid what you will ask asylum in Germany, because a lot of Russians do this, and we afraid what yeah, you will stay there and our company will have troubles. I'm like, what are you talking about? I already paid for tickets. I have these tickets. And I have, it is transferred to Mexico. It's like none of your business, maybe. But of course, I'm understanding also their position, because, yeah, they gave me. I sat, of course, on this plane. I was flying from, but it was very emotionally difficult because I was like arguing with them, like I was saying to them, I I'm not going to Germany. Germany, it's not my destination. My destination is Mexico City. I want to visit in Mexico City. And of course, I had this electronic visa. I printed this for Mexico, and I showed this uh, to these people in Azerbaijan. Yes, and it was fine. And I showed this electronic visa in Mexico when I arrived. And it was very, very stressful, because I didn't understand. I was not understanding also why they didn't, because I paid for tickets, and also I was just stressful. I'm under stress. That's why, like, oh my god, it was very, very emotionally difficult. And yeah, I arrived to Germany, Frankfurt. There I had only 2 hours to go to on the next flight, and you can imagine, like, flying from Tashkent to Frankfurt. I was again, because I was sweaty, my hair was dirty, and I was again stinky, and I was like trying to avoid people, because I was thinking, what if they will smell how, yeah, because these moments very important when you're walking and people around you, like, you can feel from them this how they smells, and it's nice. But from me, because I was stressful, under stress, and that's why when I was leaving Russia, I was like, oh my god. And when I was in Turkey, oh my god, in Frankfurt, I was sweating, and flight from Frankfurt to Mexico City was like 12 hours. 12 hours. Can you imagine what's happened with me after this? Like, I couldn't sleep at all. I was like half sleeping. It took me 1 week to achieve my destination, to ask asylum to the USA, in the USA, because for people who is curious about how I asked asylum, I want to say you, I was walking by bridge, a lot of people crossing walls, crossing rivers. I did this legally. And that's why I think it's important to say, because you can find a lot of people who saying, we don't, yeah, people don't like how people move into the USA. I did this legally. I was crossing a bridge. I said, hello, I'm Aleks, and I'm a refugee, I'm asking asylum, I'm asylum seeker. And yes, it was in El Paso, because after this flight from Frankfurt to Mexico City, I had one night. I was in hotel again. My subscribers helped me, my sponsors helped me. Right now, yeah, I'm so grateful, and I was grateful, and I will be grateful every day for everything. And yes, I moved. I was living one night in Mexico City in this airport. There you can find hotel, and I was sleeping one night, and next morning I had flight from Mexico City to Juarez. Some people say this like Juarez. Some people say like Juarez. And yes, that's how it was. In Juarez happens very interesting thing again. Also, I wasn't prepared at all. You have different chargers here, like this. It looks different. In Russia, we have completely different chargers. In Mexico City, we have you have different too. And for me, it was like my phone was dying. I don't have a lot of money, and I needed to buy this charger so fast because I wanted to look for my hotel where it is in airport, how it's named, room, etc. And it was so stressful. Again, I want to say to you, all these flights from Lysozavosk, from far east of Russia, from Siberia to Juarez, it was like 1 week. It took 1 week because I spent maybe 4 or 5 days in Tashkent, and it was very stressful. And my phone was dying in Juarez, in Mexico City. I bought this charger, how it's named, I don't remember, sorry. And yes, I bought this, and I had a little money. It was cost for me like, he took from me like $7. And I'm like, oh my god, it's so much. And I gave him my last money. I had a little bit, maybe other $7 or $10, I don't remember. And yes, I bought this. It was very expensive, and it is very expensive, $7 for this. But I didn't have choice because I needed connection with internet for everything. And this flight, it took for me like 1 week. It was very difficult and emotionally. Then I arrived from Mexico City to Juarez. I asked when I arrived to Juarez, Mexican officer, he was very suspicious about me because I'm looking like foreigner for them. Maybe this is why, and maybe because I'm Russian. I've heard what in Mexico it's possible what they have like corruption or this stuff, and it was happening with me. Right, I was standing in front of officer when I arrived to Juarez. He was looking at me. There was another guy from Hungary, if I'm correct, and we were standing separately because only two of us, because we are foreigners. And he asked us passports. He asked us, are we friends or not? I said no, I don't know this guy. And he also was I was feeling what something happening strange, something not right here. Because if you arrive to city to airports, you must go by yourself and leave to do whatever you want. But he was keeping us maybe 30 minutes, and he was asking questions where I'm from, and the questions like how old I am and what is my name. And it was the typical questions. But then I was waiting in this hall. He was in his office room, I don't know. And after 15 minutes or 20, he approached to me and he said, I don't believe you. I like, what? How, you don't believe me what I am, who I am? What, you don't believe me what I am, Alexander Petrov, what I was born in 1992? You don't believe in what do you don't believe? I was kind of like not surprised. I was surprised. And he said, I don't believe what your passport is original, what it's real. I'm like, how it's possible? Because you can check this twice, three times, but it will be original passport. I have only one foreign passport. In Russia, we have one internal passport and one foreign passport. Foreign passport for international flights and internal only inside of Russia. And yes, he said me, but he doesn't believe me. And I'm like, then I said, it is mine passport. And yeah, he said, anyway, I don't believe you. And he walked to again to his room. He was there like 5 minutes and approached to me again and said to me, I don't believe you anyway. I said, I realized what he wants from me, money. And I started to talk like, I'm like, don't like this his behavior because I'm foreigner. I like, sorry, but it is my original passport, and you can check this twice, 3 times, or 5 times. It doesn't matter how much you will check this, but I have only one passport, and this is passport original, yes. And he said, okay, like, okay, you can you can go, yes, like, I don't need you anymore. And I understood, of course, what he maybe wanted money from me. I understood this because I was meeting some guys which were paying money in airport to officers in Mexico City, or in not Mexico City, in Juarez. And yes, it can happen, maybe in Mexico City too, I don't know. But I know what I know about myself. And I know stories of others because I was communicating with in detention center. I was living 2 months after this. In Juarez, I went to bridge, and I asked the asylum. Of course, I was afraid to do this because it was a moment, the most important maybe moments. There was a lot of moments where I was afraid. Let's be honest. In Tashkent, in Moscow, in Khabarovsk, in Vladivostok, in Lysozavodsk, in Novosibirsk. I was afraid in every these destinations, in Mexico City, in Juarez, and also when I was going to ask asylum. And in Frankfurt, in Germany, I was afraid. What if? Yeah, it was really emotionally difficult. It was very stressful for me because first time I was afraid to move from Russia, to be in Russia, to go. Last week when I was in Lysozavodsk, I was afraid in every noise because teachers could give you these papers about mobilization into windows. Like if you will have open window, they will just throw this into your apartment. But I'm happy what I lived in a different place. Like it was like a 100 kilometer away from place where I must like supposed to live. Yeah. Anyway, it's very, very interesting. And I think what right now it's important, of course, to say, to summarize this and to say what right now I am safe. Thank you, all of you. Thank you to Konstantin, to Steven, to Heather, to my sponsors. Thank you for your supporting. You can leave like, you can also subscribe to me if you didn't subscribe yet. And also you can be my Patreon and help me just buy me coffee, because I took this laptop by credit, and at this moment I have literally nothing. And your support, I see you giving donations, it's very, very, very important for me. Thank you very much. Thank you. And yes, at this moment I'm living in Houston. I'm living in Houston, and it is a wonderful city. I have cultural shock. Yes, and I will have this cultural shock for during long period of time. I'm sure about this. And right now you can ask questions for me. We will have maybe time for questions 15 or maybe 20 minutes. And yeah, I will be happy if you will ask questions, because it is very important for me to communicate with you. As you can see, maybe I something missed, maybe I something like didn't say. I hope what you will, yeah, ask me something. Alex, the best. Thank you, the Heather and Steven. Thank you, them. I'm so grateful right now, because you know me, how I was living in Russia. I had two goals in my life last years. I want to go to the gym. I want to be strong guy, and I want to talk about Ukraine without fear. In future, I will talk and to do live streams. At this moment, I feel responsibility to talk about Ukraine, because Russian government is they are doing crazy stuff. They're not understand. It seems for me they live in another dimension. They don't understand how miserable life for average Russians, how it was difficult for me to live in Russia, and they forcing people pretty often. They don't have this. They're not teaching people how to fight. They don't have good equipment in military. If people just dying there just for nothing. And I'm so sorry for Ukrainians, because a lot of I cannot imagine. Like, for me, it is difficult to imagine how you are living there, and then suddenly Putin decided to kill people because he want to be like Peter the Great. It is one Russian Tsar, yes, like king, Tsar. And yes, and right now, of course, I see what I have responsibility, what I made so such a long journey, trip. I was, yeah, and I must talk about Ukraine. I must talk about this, and I hope you will support me, because yeah, maybe I will talk, not maybe, I will talk about Russia also. I'm sure about this, what is happening about Russia, what I think about this in future live streams. And yes, I will look at your questions right now. Yes, right now I'm not afraid to say what it is a real war. What Putin is killing people. He, in my mind, maybe some people will disagree with me, but in my mind, Putin, like right now, he's like Hitler. It's what I think, because killing people just because 3 decades, even more, the Ukraine was independent, and he just killing them and forcing people like me to kill others. I never was serving in military, but they doesn't care. I mean, they don't care. I mean, Russian government. Even you wasn't serving in Russian military. In Russian government, it is homophobic government. They like hating a lot of religions. They like can pressure for LGBT communities. They literally killing some powerful people who was like in charge of some companies, like Gazprom company. They were like really killing them. And so that's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's look your questions, and after that we will talk. I will try to answer on your questions. Oh my God, we have 117 viewers. I hope what my English is understandable for you. I hope what it is understandable for you, because usually in Russia, I was like trying to immerse myself into English. I was trying to, and it's my first 3 days of maybe four. I don't remember. I have problems with numbers. It's like 4 days, like I'm living in the USA, and I was afraid, what if I will have troubles with communication? What if people will not understand my pronunciation? And I was like, oh my God, oh my God. Yes, let's look. Oh, we have new patrons. New patron, Brad B, thank you very much for supporting. Very good English. Your English is understandable. Thank you a lot. And thanks. I really appreciate your opinion and kindness, everything. Let's look at your questions. What was some of the cultural shock? Cultural shock, roads, it's everything. So many things, so many details, and people kind. People really kind. Even in detention center, next our live stream will be about detention center, how I was living there like 2 months. I will say this about, I will talk about detention center in future, in next live stream. But of course, for me it was shock how kind people are. I'm Russian, and in Russian propaganda you can hear what people hate in the USA, in America, in Europe, in Germany, everywhere they hate Russians. But I'm Russian, and I'm asking asylum, and people was kind, and people are kind towards me, and that's another lie what Russian government is doing. They're lying. What if you will go to Germany, to the USA? Everyone was kind with me, and I really appreciate this. Is this your first time in the USA? Yes, it is my first time in the USA, in English-speaking country, in country which I love. And yeah, it's my first time. That's like, oh my God, what is happening? It's my first time. Of course, it is my first time. Excellent English. Oh my, we have so many comments. I usually didn't have so many comments before. Oh my God, thank you for this. Usage all very good. Your accent is strong, but you are perfectly understandable. Almost everyone will understand every word. Wow, thank you for this. I'm so happy with you understanding me. Alex, you're doing very good with your English. Any issue with mismeasurements? Oh, it is like right now. I must learn how to use pounds, everything. How say what you have? Miles, pounds, and uns. And I will have this right now. I must accept this. It is my new reality. It is my new home. I hope it will be my home. Yes, yeah. And this I have real difficulties right now with these real difficulties with pounds. It's because in Russia, you know, we are using kilograms, we are using kilometers, and it is very like wow. But I believe it's a matter of time, because yeah. Also another cultural shock, it is prices, because you know, I'm right now in Houston, and prices for me, everything is expensive by Russian standards. For me, it's I was living in Russia in poverty, and $2 just for razor, it is a lot. It is a lot. It is expensive for me. $2 for razors. Come on, $2. It's a lot. Yeah, it is very expensive, and I'm asking. I don't want, because my sponsors saying to me like, don't worry about prices, don't, everything will be, we will try, we will help you like this. But for me to do $4, $5, so you can find different varieties. Heather say to me, don't buy the most expensive, take what you need, the good one, because it will be like you have problems with your skin if you will have bad razor. And I'm like, oh, but it's expensive. Like there you can find even $4, even $3, $3, like and more and more. Yes. We love and care about you, Alex. Thank you, South Bear. Thank you very much. Thank you. Welcome to Texas. Yes, thank you very much, Texas. Oh, another cultural shock. You was asking about this. Cultural shock. It is Texas. When I was in El Paso, it is weather completely different. In my place, in my districts, I like snow, and there are like a lot of snows right now. I mean, it's we have snow in my region right now, and here it's like summer for me. Like, welcome to paradise. Oh my god! And I'm like, yes, I'm surprised. No, not surprised, but one thing when you look at this like from movies, but another when you are here by yourself and you feel my skin was in El Paso dry. Oh, I see your donation. Thank you, Mary P. Thank you very much. Welcome to America. We are happy to have you here. Thank you, Mary P. Thank you for donations. $40, Lisa Marshall. Oh my god, thank you. Like, oh, your support, it's very important because I have literally nothing right now. I just want to say welcome to the USA, and while this country isn't perfect, it is perfect for me. I'm happy to have you as a fellow citizen one day. I hope one day. It was always my dream to be living in the USA, but I wanted to do this in the right way. I wanted to make this like in the right way. I mean, yes, of course, right now I don't have choice. And people asking why you didn't ask asylum in another country. But my channel, as you can see, I love American culture. I was trying to study more. I was watching a lot of videos about America. It was like even years before. And of course, for me, it's like logical. If I was if I love this culture, if I have here friends, subscribers, why I should go to Germany, example? Why I should ask asylum there? Because I don't know German. I was studying English soon it will be like 3 years. Oh, Hamilton, thank you for your donation too. I'm happy you are safe, Alex. I can hear the relief and positivity in your voice. I'm so relieved. And soon it will be like Christmas. I was talking with my sponsors, and my sponsors asked me, do you believe in miracles? Do you believe in miracles or not? And I said, if I will be released before Christmas, for me it will be released from detention center. For me it will be miracle. Yes, thank you a lot, Hamilton, for your donation. Also, we have Alex here, 20 euros. Wow, thanks a lot, Alex. Well done, man. I'm glad you ran like I told you. I knew you got balls. You got balls. Yes, I got balls. Do you have right to work in US? US is pricey, but I believe you got this. This $20 for you to try 5 burger. Okay, if and price. Thank you very much, Alex, for your donation, and thank you a lot. At this moment, I don't have permission for job because I'm asking asylum, and I will not have right to work for during maybe 6 months or maybe more. It will depends how it will happen. But yes, that's why your donations are very important, because I want to be good American citizen, and I want to follow all rules. And of course, that's why I don't have money for renting. And my sponsors gave me this wonderful room. I never was living in such good conditions. Let's be honest. Maybe you saw my apartment. Even didn't have a sofa before, but I bought sofa on your donations. And yes, for me, of course, first time, of course, I will live here because I just don't have choice. I don't have money, and your donations very important. Okay, how did you get your sponsors? They're my subscribers. They they were watching me. They were watching me, and they I was chatting with them. They're my subscribers. Yes, and I'm so happy because I have so kind people who are watching me, and it's very very for me. I again another lie which Russian government doing, which propaganda is doing. They saying they demonize Americans. They demonize American culture, or they're talking about LGBTQ or community, what everyone the yes, they're doing jokes about this. They just demonize. They're using everything to make America like it is the worst country in the world. But I knew this before. But it is a wonderful country. It is perfect. Like you said, it is maybe not perfect, but it's perfect for me. And for me, it was perfect even when I was in Russia. Yes. Okay. Do you have plans to travel around the USA? If I will have opportunity, I will do this. It's all at this moment. I don't have permission for job. I don't have stuff like this. At this moment, I think I feel responsibility. I feel, and I will do this. Live streams about Ukraine, about war in Ukraine. I will do different video reactions. Sometimes I will try to make videos, but videos it's more difficult for me to do because it requires more time. But I want to have much more communication with you. Wow, Julia, thank you very much. Be yourself and be strong, Julia. Thank you for your donations. So much money you already have for one stream. For me, it's a lot. Okay, we got your back, brother. Thank you. Amir, thank you a lot. Alex, own it or work for five guys. I'm not understanding this question, to be honest. Okay. What a wonderful Christmas gift for Alex. It is the best Christmas gift in my life because I said this before. I need time to realize how everything is happening because it is dramatic changes. I was living in Siberia, in thousands kilometers away. I was flying to the USA days. Yeah, it 1 week took for me to arrive and ask asylum. And yes, thank you, Catherine. Welcome to your new home, Alex. We love you. I love you too, everyone. I love you, and I feel this. I'm grateful. I'm feeling your love. I feel your support, and I'm trying to answer on your comments. Sometimes, of course, I'm late. Sometimes I can't. Didn't see. Yeah, but I will try to answer on your comments, and thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for your supporting. Yeah, Five Guys is a restaurant that serves. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you. Now I will know because when you said Five Guys at first, I was thinking I will sit with five guys on couch and they will be around me and this. Okay. Okay. Thank you. It was just a joke. Yes. Alex, Feel bad you just bought your new bicycles. Yeah, new sofa and had to leave them behind. Who will feed those cats in front of your old apartments? When I'm thinking about cats, I'm feeling, yeah, you can see what Russian government is not trying to help, not cats, not dogs, not people, not anybody. They don't care about all Russian oligarchs. They're greedy. They're so, it's how I feel this. Sorry, maybe it is like some people say, oh, you're not supposed to talk about them, you don't know them. But I see their policy. I see what they're doing. I see, and I was feeling this all my life. They were like only thinking about own palaces, own yachts, every luxury life. They never cared about us Russians. We Russians were majority of us. We're living in poverty. I know this by my own experience. And they, yeah, disaster. Okay, thank you very much for donation to you, Astral Tides. What a journey! You're a brave man. I can't wait to see it continue from here. Oh my god. And my goal right now, I want to improve my English. I want to talk in English properly. It was goal, to be honest, before, but here I'm happy what I immersed in the English, and I'm happy what I arrived to the USA. At least I have something, some knowledge about English, because yeah, I was trying to understand English by myself, without English courses, without tutors, without yes, just by myself, by using YouTube, by talking with you, by watching Netflix, and I'm so grateful what I can already communicate with you. And here I want to improve my English. Of course, I want to improve my English, and I will use live streams. I will talk about Ukraine. I promise you. I feel responsibility. I promise you. I will talk about Ukraine, and I will try to cover different topics. War, it is war. Peace, it is peace. And that's important to remember. Okay. Heather, I would be selfish of me. It would be selfish of me not to share him. Thank you, Heather. Thank you for everything. You're very supportive. Yes. I knew you were a good person, not only when you fed the cats, but you look the time to heat their food for them. Ah, they say you can tell much about a person, but oh my god, I want to cry. Thank you. And yes, these days for me it is cultural shock, and it will be for during few years, because I believe what if you want to understand culture, you need time, and you need this, you immerse yourself in the culture. And I hope what after a few years I will be full American citizen. Of course, it's like early to talk about this, but I really hope you're doing good. Thank you for your donation, boys. See, boys, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing good, man. Yes, I'm doing good. I'm trying to go to the gym, and thank you for these donations. And another one, let's drink for, oh yes, let's drink for our future. I'm drinking for you, for your support, and yes. Also, I hope what this war which Putin started will end, and I believe Putin will fail. I'm sure about this. Because majority of us Russians, we are not supporting. So if somebody say it's illusion, They're using propaganda as illusion, Russians not supporting. I know this. I know. I'm sure I was living. I whole my life in Russia, and that's why I'm sure about this. Drip carry. Oh, $50. You being safe. You being safe is a Christmas gift for us as well. Thank you. Thank you a lot. Thank you. It is hard for you. Be strong and try to be yourself. Always like, yes. Amy Sanders, buy some good tea and just rest and relax for a while. Then get busy writing your story. I think of you as another of my grandson. Oh, thank you, thank you. It's very yes. You're a part of the American family now. Yes, thank you very much. I so appreciate your support and yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Russian propaganda changing everything. They like trying to they like they just liars. They just lie to everyone. I mean, you cannot trust Russian government at all, especially if people who is in Russia and fighting for like against Russian governments. They who is against Russian government and they're still in Russia. In my opinion, they're heroes. They're real heroes and heroes. Those who is protecting Ukraine because Ukraine was living independently last decades, more than 3 decades. It was very independent, and right now Putin wants just because he wants to be in history. He wants just to kill people. I don't know. He doesn't have limits. He must be stopped. Putin must be stopped, and these people around him who is supporting him. I believe he has a lot of people like around him who is not supporting him. They're like just a little afraid of him. That's why. What I think. Okay, the excellence is infectious. Yeah. Sophia, I see your message. Hopefully, Alex Twin can use his sofa and bike while he's here in the USA. Yes, my twin right now in Russia. He doesn't like Russia, this policy. I'm sure about this. I know him, and he has benefits from this culture right now and from this bike. So yes, okay. Let's look. How have you had my contact with your friend Anton, South Bear? It's possible. Of course, I had many contacts, but because my phone, I was in the detention center more than 2 months, something happened. I will say this about this in future. Something happened and some contacts disappeared from my okay, I will say this in future. Okay, on the next live stream. But yes, you can send right now your contacts to email my English World 8 Gmail. And also .com. Yes, I hope I'm correct. And yes, also you can also check, give me email. And if you my Patreon, there you can find my number from WhatsApp. And as usual, Patreons can write me directly on my WhatsApp. And also in future, of course, it's possible what I will change number of my WhatsApp. I will say this in Patreon if it will happen. And maybe yes, in future I will do this because I have still I still have this Russian number on WhatsApp, and in future it's possible it will change. And yes, I think what for today it was really wonderful stream for me. I'm so happy what I'm here. I feel relief what I escaped this mobilization. I will talk about mobilization in future. I'm sure about this. What Russian government is doing, they're just killing people, and it's important to talk about this because, yeah, they have crazy ideas. They think they're special. They think what they're like emperors, like Putin thinks so. I'm sure about this. He lives in his palace and think what he's like king of the world, but he's in reality he's nobody. He's just yes, mad daddy, crazy daddy. I don't know. He's crazy daddy. That's all. And that's what I want to say to you. In future, I will talk about Ukraine, about detention center. I feel responsibility, and living in Russia right now for people like I am, it is impossible. If you want to have normal life, if you want to feel relief, I mean freedom, of course. It's first time in my life when I'm feeling this freedom, because all previous years I was hiding from Russian government. When I was moving to the South Korea, I was hiding because I didn't want to serve in the Russian military. And right now I moved from Russia. I was forced to move because I don't want to kill Ukrainians. I respect Ukrainians. They were living independently and for during 3 decades, even more. And of course, what Russian government is doing right now, they just killing people, and they think what it is normal for them. They Putin, in my association, is Hitler. I will say this many times. Sorry if who disagree with me, but I will say this many times because I believe in this. I will not lie to you because starting war just because he wants to return some to be emperor, it's crazy. Just killing others, such, yeah, yes, and yes. At this moment, I want to say you, it's time to finish, and you can support me. You can leave like, you can subscribe to me. I appreciate it very much. I want to say you thank you, goodbye, be strong, try to be yourself always, and honest. I'm trying to be, I'm just talking about myself, what I'm trying to be myself. In Russia, I was just shutting myself. Like, I was afraid to talk about war. I was afraid to say what Putin is Hitler. Right now, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. And yes, he's Hitler, for me at least, like I see him. And yes, thank you for your support and thank you very much. Next stream, I will do post about next stream. I hope what we will find opportunity to make this schedule. I will make this working, and I hope what you will support me this, you will support my journey, my decision. And I see you already, you're supporting me. Thank you a lot. And I appreciate you. Please do leave live streams. Please do live stream of Houston. I hope I will do this. I will try. I promise to you what I will try, because I was already receiving these advices and recommendations to do live stream in Houston. I want to do this. The most important is change maybe a plan. Yes, I will do this. Goodbye for now. Yes, goodbye. Thank you, hearts, and thank you, Joel. You won us over. Thank you, hearts, for you. Be strong, be yourself, and as always, I want to say, see you next time.